Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Stampin' Chat with Kay. It's great to be here this morning, gulping down my second cup of coffee for the day. Welcome. Our giveaway is going to be awesome. Let me just check. I know it's here somewhere. Here it is. So all of the cards, well, the two cards that we're making today in two different colors, use the gold glitter enamel dots, and I have a brand new package here. So on Thursday when I do the drawing for this video, I will be giving away a half pack of the gold enamel dots. They're just so fun and pretty. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy them. So that'll be the giveaway when I do the giveaway for the cards. To get in the giveaway, just share this video, let me know that you've shared, or make a comment, let me know where you're watching from. So it's good to be here. We have a lot of watchers already. Welcome. We have, hello Jean, hi Yvonne, hi Patricia, hello Sandy, good to see you, hi Deb. Oh, we have some people that are local and some people that are far away. Well, I love the two cards that we're making today. I actually designed these cards a long time ago, but just never found quite the right time to make a video on them. So today is the day. They're just so pretty. And just wait, I've got another beautiful card lined up for you on Thursday when we do our Facebook Live Stampin' Chat with Kay on Thursday. I think you're going to love that one as well. So this one uses I'm going to do two cards. One is going to be with the Seaside Spray, and the other one is going to be with the, oh goodness, what is it called? It's the Posies one. I don't know what it's called. I've got the marker here. That's the one where we don't have the coordinating ink pad because the ink pad never quite worked right. It's called Purple Posy. I don't know how I forgot that, but I did. Anyway, we have Purple Posy blends, Purple Posy marker, but we just don't have a Purple Posy ink pad. And of course we have the Purple Posy paper. So we'll be using the Purple Posy paper today. Welcome. Oh, good. We have some more watchers. Hi, Cindy. Yeah. So it's great to have a few of my downline members on here. That's always fun. All right. So I tell you what, I've got some cards to share. One of my downline members from Hawaii, Gloria Payette, sent me a very pretty card this week that I got in my mailbox. She said it was the very first time she had ever tried the shaving cream technique. So I want to show you the results. So there it is. Thank you so much, Gloria, for thinking of me and for jumping out of your creativity zone and creating a shaving card. That's really cute. So she had a lot of fun with that. So I love it when my downline members share their experiments and new techniques with me or things that they've been trying. So really love that card, Gloria. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you. Then I have another card, and this one was shared to me from Nancy Reynolds. She is one of the winners that we had here on a Stampin' Chat with Kay Facebook Live. And she created this most beautiful fall card. And here it is. It uses a stamp set that carried over from last year's holiday catalog into this year's holiday catalog. And so there it is. It's just beautiful. So it is nice to think about fall, although here in Minnesota, I tell you what, I'm squeezing out every last speck of summer that I can, because when you live in Minnesota, these precious warm days are few. So I love the fall card, but I am still going to keep focusing on summer. So thank you so much, Nancy Reynolds. I love that card. All right, and then another card I received from a downline member, and she sent me an envelope to give this card away with. It looks like it could be a sympathy card or a thinking of you card. So this is from Stacy Kratz, and it is really pretty. So it uses that, the stamp set is, I don't have it, but I've shown you a lot of cards made with it, and it's that peony set. Prized Peony, I think is what it's called. So here it is, and it's just stunning. Isn't it just beautiful? Ay, ay, ay. I was so pleased to receive this card. So thank you so much, Stacy. What a beautiful card. Really, really fun. And then, yeah, this card is just a treasure. So I really appreciate it. I do not think I'll be using that card anytime soon because I want to put it on display in my studio. It's just so pretty. All right, I think we're ready to get started here. I'm going to flip the camera down and I'll show you the cards we're making today. So hang on, everybody. All right, as I mentioned, we're using the Purple Posy cardstock, which looks like, oh, I got to figure out where the camera is here. It looks like this. And then the inside looks like this. And here is the Seaside Spray card. So we'll make one of each color, and I'll do a giveaway one of each color. But lots of fun, very pretty. And I just do think that the new in colors go really well with last year's in colors. So we are going to be using in the background here some Misty Moonlight paper from the new in colors. And then we're also using the Just Jade ink color for a lot of the pieces on here. So let me show you the bundle. The bundle is the Field of Flowers stamp set and the coordinating punch. Now it's been interesting because as my customers have ordered this, I've been a little surprised. I've had some people order just the stamp set, and I've had some people order just the punch. But I've not had that many people order the bundle. So I don't know if it's just kind of a preference. Punch people go for punches and stamp set people go for the stamp set. But I do think they work really nice together. The cards that I'm using, I had mentioned the little giveaway is going to be these gold glimmer dots. Well, I just want you to know that they look really, really cute on these little tiny flower punch outs. And so that's where we'll be using this punch out. But I'm also going to show you that there is a stamp set, or there is a stamp in this set right down here where you can actually stamp the flowers and punch them out. So you know what, why don't I just do that right now and show you how that works. So I've got, whoops, let me grab it. I've got a Stampin' mat here. And I've got just a piece of scrap paper. This is just Whisper White scrap. And what color can we make these? Let's go ahead and make these Flirty Flamingo. So I'm just going to ink up these flowers. And really the only thing you have to be aware of when you're working with this is when you flip the punch upside down, you need to kind of figure out which way you're going to stamp your stamp. Because you want the stamp to stamp very close to the bottom. Because when you punch it out, you need that to be close to the bottom. So when you turn the punch upside down, you'll notice the two tiniest flowers are towards the bottom of the punch. So then when you have your stamp, you want to make sure that the two tiniest flowers are towards the very bottom of your paper. So I'm just going to put this right here. And this is the little tiny cute stamped flowers that now can be punched out with your punch. So you put your paper in here, and you really have to do this upside down in order to get this lined up just perfectly. But you can see that you can line it up just perfectly. And then you punch it out. So I think I have that pretty good. Flip it over, because it is kind of a big punch where you kind of have to manhandle it a little bit. But let me get this flipped over here. Then you get these really tiny little flowers. Now, of course, I could have probably done a better job lining it up and punching it had I not had the camera directly over my head, because I couldn't really see what I was doing. So you will do a better job than I did. But these are the cute little tiny flowers that you can get with a punch out. So these would make cute little like confetti pieces too. So I'm going to set that aside for a second. And let me get my ink pads opened up here because we've got a lot of stamping to do today. Now the stamping's not going to take that long, but it's a fair amount. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I've just got a piece of scrap paper here, and we're going to stamp all of our panels first. So let me grab the panels we're stamping. We'll need 2 of these panels for each card. So these panels are cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And whoops, let's go ahead and get that all started. So we'll do and everything's stamped exactly the same. So let's go ahead and do the outside panel first. So I'm going to be using Just Jade ink. And we're going to stamp that long strip of grass on the bottom. So I have that on a bigger block than what I normally use. I have to even look it's a block I. It's not a block I use that often, but every once in a while you get a stamp set that's super long and then you need it. So I'm glad that I have it in my collection. So then just go ahead and you're going to stamp this right here towards the bottom. And there it is, all in Just Jade. Fits on there perfectly. So 4 1/2 inches is pretty much the exact length of this stamp. So we're going to do this next one here. And we're only doing this big long grassy strip on the outside. We're not doing this on the inside. So there it is. So I'm going to get that out of the way. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that sentiment, which is the word always, and again, using Just Jade ink, we're going to center this right over the top of that field of grass, because right now there's no flowers in it, so we got to call it a field of grass. So here's the first sentiment, and we'll get this out of the way and we'll stamp the second one. There we go. And then we're going to do You Are Always. So to do the You Are, we're going to stamp with Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to get my Flirty Flamingo in here. And you just stamp it right there. This is really fun to do because we're using photopolymer stamps so you can see right through to where you're stamping. There's really no mistakes that you can make lining things up because you can just see everything that you need to do. Then the other thing that we want to do is we want to grab a piece of scrap. Now I don't know if I don't think I actually, oh shoot, did I not? Oh, here it is. Here's my piece of scrap. So what I want to do with this is I want to take, there's a double flower. So what you want to do is you actually are just going to use this smaller flower here. So I'm just inking up the smaller one on the edge of my Flirty Flamingo pad, and you're going to stamp this 4 times. So I'm not actually going to stamp it 4 times, but you get the idea. So you would stamp this 4 times because we're making 2 cards. So you would only really need to stamp it 2 times if you're just making 1 card. But then you want to fussy cut these. So I have prepared in advance, and I've got a couple ready to put on my card that are all fussy cut. See? I was so good, wasn't I? I love it when I actually get something done in advance. Then what you're going to need is you're going to need a little scrap of the bumblebee paper because we need to make these little tiny punch outs that we're going to put our gold glitter dots on. So that's just a scrap of the bumblebee cardstock, which is another one of our new in colors. And we're going to do 2 punch outs. So I'm flipping it over. There's the first set. So I'm going to put all of those over to this side, and then we want a second set. So I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to do a second set of punch outs. All right, so now let me get this out of the way, and we're going to put that second set over on this side. There we go, because we want to use all, let's see, I think there's 6 flowers. We want to use all 6 flowers with that punch out on each card. So now we can start assembling this little piece right here. So These little pieces are going to go on with dimensionals. So in that case, you just want to grab your dimensionals, and I'm going to use the mini dimensionals here. I'm just going to put 2 little minis on each one of these. That keeps it nice and sturdy so it's not rocking all over the place. And the mini dimensionals are just the right size for these flowers. Get my wastebasket a little more handy. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to set these, you know, somewhere on your card. So let me grab my original card here to see what it was I did. So I took one and I put it over here, just kind of swept it in there. And then the other one, I went ahead and did like this. So we're going to do the same thing to that other panel that we're preparing, provided I can find the other panel we're preparing. Where did it go? Oh no. So I don't know about you guys, but do you ever find that when you are stamping and you think you have everything organized and then all of a sudden the paper just disappears? Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how many times it's happened. This time I found it pretty easily, but let me tell you, I have had times where I have searched and searched and I'm like, well, what the heck? It was just here a second ago. Sometimes I find it on the floor. Sometimes I find it under a mat, you know, a Stampin' mat or something. I mean, it is kind of funny how things disappear when you're trying to work with them. All right, so here's another little flower that we're putting here. Everything looks pretty good, but just wait till we add those little darling flowers, those little yellow ones that you get with your punch. It just adds so much to the card. So here's another one. And now we also need some dragonflies. So I'm going to grab the dragonfly stamp. And I don't know, we'll just drop a couple of those dragonflies in. Here's another one. There, isn't that cute? All right, now we're going to go ahead and do these little tiny flowers, and I've got a tip for you. Well, it looks like I set something on top of what I was going to be working with. Hold on. All right, so I have a tip for the really tiny, tiny flowers, because these bigger flowers, as I will show you here in a second, you can just pop those on with a glue dot. So the way I like to do it is I set them all up on my roll of glue dots. So the big ones, like I said, are easy. But then what I like to do for those little tiny ones that are just super hard, let me go grab my glue. It's across the room here. I like to take my multi-purpose liquid glue and I take my Stampin' mat or my silicone mat from Stampin' Up, and I just put little dots like this. And then I let them fully dry, so they're completely dry. And then you can't even see them because they're like invisible. But then you can take your pick tool, which does not appear to be on my desk, or I don't know, maybe that's across the room too. Let me check. Yep, here it is. What I do is I take your pick tool and I just take the putty end here and I grab this little tiny flower. I mean, it's tiny. And then once these glue dots have, these little glue spots have dried, you get a homemade glue dot. So I can just take that little tiny, tiny flower now and we can set that in right like that, and it'll stay perfectly because it has a little glue dot on it. So do the same thing with this one, and we'll put that one maybe over here. Then of course it's easy to do these bigger ones. You can just do that with your fingers. We're going to put one over here and another one up here, and I don't really worry about making sure they're on the end of a stem. I'm just kind of dropping them in and they look good. So there we go with that set. Wasn't that a good little tip, you guys, to use those homemade glue dots for those little tiny ones? So you get to see a whole repeat of the process here because I'm going to do the next card. It really doesn't take long, especially when you're taking your bigger flower pieces and putting those on glue dots right on your roll. It's actually kind of fun. It's actually a little even addicting. Then we'll grab these little pieces, and once again, you just pick up that little tiny flower piece with the end of your Take Your Pick tool. And then I have the dried up glue dots over on this side. And then we're gonna put those right onto our panel. Oh, I see lots of comments. You guys are very appreciative of that tip, so thank you. I'm so glad. So then that one will go right here. All right, and these are in the drawing stage, so I'll put those on a different card because I'm gonna make several of these cards. These are really fun cards to make. Then we're just gonna take your little ones that are already have the glue dots, and we'll just scatter those around on the card. They're fun, and it just adds so much. And then for the final finishing touch, what we're gonna do is we're going to take those. Oh no, is that one also across the room? I believe, oh no, here it is. I was like, holy cow, is anything on my desk today? Oh, so when you get your, when you purchase these gold glitter dots from Stampin' Up, they're just like these little enamel dots that have gold glitter in them. And there's several sizes. So there's a really big size, kind of a medium size, and then just a little smaller than medium size, and then really little tiny ones. So we're actually going to use the really little tiny ones for this card. And to do it, again, I'm just going to use the Take Your Pick tool. So you can just kind of push them off and then put them directly onto your card. And look how simple and easy that is when you're using the Take Your Pick tool. I've had so many customers purchase the Take Your Pick tool from me since Stampin' Up! First debuted that tool. It's just a wonderful, wonderful tool. There we go. So that is ready. Let's go ahead and add little tiny dots to this one here. And again, it's just a quick, kind of addictive process. You almost wish you didn't run out of flowers because it's so much fun to do. So here's another one. And then one more right here. So super fun. All right, so now let's go ahead and get going on the actual assembly of this card because it doesn't take very long, but we're going to actually, I think we should go ahead and stamp the inside panel and then we can just assemble everything at one time. So again, we're going to be using some Just Jade ink. There's only two colors of ink with this card, Just Jade and then the Flirty Flamingo. But this time we're going to take that big flower. So I'm going to take Just Jade for the leaves. We're going to stamp that, oh, I don't know, down here somewhere like this. And we'll do that with both panels. The inside panel goes really quick. We'll do another one here. Then what you want to do is you want to take that big 2-pack of flowers, wherever that went, here it is. And we can just hoover that right over the top. So ink it up in your Flirty Flamingo, hoover it over. That's what I love about photopolymers. And then you can just stamp it right there. And you get your flowers perfectly put onto their stems. So we'll do that again over here. And I love that. I love it when Stampin' Up! Makes their stamps and uses, you know, and it's just like so easy. Here it is, your double, and there's your stem with your double. I love it. All right, and now remember the outside of the card says, you are always, and then the inside says, in my heart. So we need to stamp in my heart, and then we need another dragonfly. So let me grab this one. So we're gonna do in my heart. You could do it in green or pink. I'm just doing it in green. I'll do this one right here. And then we're going to take that dragonfly and do one more little dragonfly here. So we'll stamp him maybe over here. Oh, this dragonfly is so cute. I think he would be pretty cute decorating the envelopes. So what I would do, I don't have envelopes right here, but if I were you and I was making this card to send in the mail today, I would go ahead and I would stamp this image, I think, with a little dragonfly on the front left-hand bottom corner of your envelope, and I think that would look really pretty. All right, so let's assemble, because that's all there's left. I mean, it's really not a very hard card to make. Like I said, there was a lot of stamping, but it wasn't terribly hard because of the photopolymer. All right, so here we go. Let me get the ink. I need to get the ink out of the way because I do not want to have these cards accidentally get inky. All right, so here we go. We've got our panels that I don't know why I have 3 panels because I only need 2. But here we go. So we have our 2 Misty Moonlight panels. They're 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. And what we're going to do is we're going to take those front panels. Let me grab them right here, and we're going to put them right on top. Maybe I should have a piece of scrap paper here so you can actually see this happening, because otherwise you can't really tell. So this is a very skinny border, and I don't want to use glue, because if I used glue you might get a glue line. It won't show up right away, but you know, give it a month or 2 and it might show up. And we want these cards to last a long time, because whoever gets these cards, they're going to put them on their refrigerator, they're going to put them on display, and they are going to be up for people to see for a while. So you're going to take your Stampin' Seal. Let me get it started here. And put just 2 strips of Stampin' Seal onto your Misty Moonlight panel. You guys, it just happened again. I just lost my other panel of Misty Moonlight. What? Well, I know I had that extra, so I guess I'll use it. How weird is that? And you know, today is not a good day for keeping things handy. It sort of seems like I'm losing things. All right, so now I have both panels. Thank goodness I had an extra. I don't know, did it fall on the floor? I can't see it anywhere. Is it under my paper? No. Oh, it's under here. There it is. See how quickly things hide on me? All right, so now, and I don't know why they want to hide, because honestly, if I was a piece of cardstock, I would be so honored to go onto this card. I would not be hiding. All right, so here it is. We're just going to set it in so that all 4 panels or all 4 edges slash that, all 4 borders are nice and even. There we go. And Kathy has a very good point. I need my dragonflies here. So now I have to get my ink out again. She's right. I forgot to stamp the dragonflies on this panel, and it became very noticeable once it was pointed out. So thank you, Kathy. So we're going to stamp 1 dragonfly here and another one here. All right, see, you guys are just a part of this process. Thank you so much. All right, so now we're going to do the second panel. And again, I have my Stampin' Seal ready to go. Just going to hoover it over the top. Get it all nice and even and beautiful. Flip it over. All right, so we've got those panels ready. The inside panels, which I'm going to put over here, we don't need to do anything to, because we're just going to pop those onto the inside. All right, so now we have a couple more things here. We've got some 2-inch strips, and this is from, do you recognize it? It's from the Flowers for Every Season stamp set, or not stamp set, Flowers for Every Season 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. So we're going to actually use the more boring side, because look at how pretty that is. But it doesn't match our flowers, so we can't use it on this card. But we could certainly use it on the Celebrate Sunflower stamp set if you happen to have that one. So we're going to use the other side, which is our Misty Moonlight card. And we've got some 2-inch strips here. And we're just going to trim it even with the edge once we get that panel onto our card. And if you look at our card, we've got a strip on the inside and a strip on the outside. Now, if you don't have very much Designer Series paper and you're trying to be a little more frugal, you can cut these strips smaller and just, you know, try to line them up so they look like they're even. Or, you know, if you're a demonstrator like me and you're not really that much of a paper hoarder, just go ahead and cut your big strips, and it's a lot easier to do. So we've got the 4.25 by 11 inch card base here, and then you score it at 5.5, so it opens like this. And I have this one in the Seaside Spray, and then this one is the Purple Posy. So have you ever wondered past this edge? So again, we're going to take the Stampin' Seal, but we're going to stop right when we get to that edge. And if you hold it up right onto your card, you know exactly where that edge is, so you're not really guessing. So we're going to put one of these onto the Seaside Spray card front. So get your left edge lined up first, and then grab your right edge and just make sure it's, you know, pretty parallel there. Do the next one here for the front of our Purple Posy card. And again, just bring it as far as you need to, and you can see right where to stop. And flip it over. And again, you're just going to set the left side in first, so it's real even here with this edge. And then just put it in. And then grab your scissors. And you could do this on your trimmer too, but I do like to cut my edges even, because especially when you're putting it across the whole front of the card, you know, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time making sure that my measurements are so exact that I don't have a little edge showing, and I don't like the look of that. So I always trim it even with my scissors when I'm doing a strip across the whole 5.5 inches. Now we're going to do the same thing for our inside panels. So we're just going to take this, and we're going to put this same exact strip all the way through the inside. Candy, I don't know, is that a compliment? Candy Kopke said, so glad to see someone else bumble around when stamping and crafting. Oh, well, I'm so glad I give people hope. All right, so we're going to flip this over and trim it here. Yeah, today has been an incredibly bumbly day because everything keeps disappearing on me. I have no idea why. It's very strange. I mean, I normally don't have that happen when I'm doing a Facebook Live, and it normally happens pretty regularly in my normal everyday life, but usually on a Facebook Live, I have things pretty well prepared, so I'm not fumbling quite as much as normal. All right, there we go. Oh, I have to trim it. So let me take my scissors and trim away. There we go. All right. So here we go. We've got our card bases ready. All we have to do now is put our insides and our outsides on. So let's do the insides first. Everything's exactly the same, so it's going to go real quick. And you're just going to set this in so everything is nice and even. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. There's one. And then we'll just go ahead and do the outside real quick since we have it ready. And just set this in again, just right in the middle. It'll all line up perfectly. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. We're going to do the same thing for this one. I can't decide what I like better, if I like the Seaside Spray better or the Purple Posy better. Do you guys have a favorite? Which one do you like better, the Seaside Spray or the Purple Posy? It's probably going to be 50-50 because that's kind of how I feel about it just in my head. I like them both so well. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. And then just set this in right here. And one thing I love about the gold glimmer dots or the gold glitter dots here is they're very flat. So you'll have no problems putting this in the mail. There we go. Oh, I love how it turned out. So here's one, and here is the other. So there we go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for watching me today, despite all of the bumbling around that I did. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here on Thursday, and I'll share another card with you made with the Field of Flowers bundle. Trust me, you are going to love it. All right, everyone, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.